The Sports Minister is appealing to fans in the stands at Oriel Park last Friday night and who know the people who were throwing flares onto the pitch to give their names to Gardaí. Patrick O'Donovan was speaking after trouble at the game between Dundalk and Drogheda United. Flares were thrown by the Drogheda fans onto the newly relayed artificial surface, causing multiple burn marks and significant damage to the pitch. A child was injured. The Minister says he's now paused funding for all AstroTurf investments at League of Ireland clubs following the incident. He told our political coverage editor Joe McGraley that up to 30 missiles had been lobbed onto the field.
Well, it certainly didn't look like they were celebrating the opening of the new field, put it like that, Joe, but I don't want to say something that could in any way jeopardise court proceedings, which I hope are brought. There were people in that stand who know exactly who threw these, because there was up to 20 or 30 different missiles. So not everybody in that stand could possibly claim that they don't know who did it. It was a relatively small travelling crowd, and I would appeal to those people who know the names of the people who threw these out onto the field and endangered people, ordinary decent patrons, and caused the injury to that young lad, and I hope he's doing okay, to come forward and give the names to the Gardaí. As well as that, look, I've been in contact with the Minister for Justice. What's happening here is not acceptable. It's doing huge reputational damage, not alone to County Louth, but it's also doing reputational damage to the sport. And if it's not rooted out with some degree of ferocity, it'll fester, it'll become worse, and someone will ultimately die.
Let's speak now to our North East correspondent, Laura Hogan. Laura, first of all, will you remind us what happened last Friday night?
Yes, Rachel, it was a big footballing night here in Dundalk on Friday night for the Louth derby, where the Dundalk FC and Drogheda United match was taking place at Oriel Park. And unfortunately, that has been overshadowed somewhat by these events. Firstly, there were some clashes reported between some fans at Dundalk's Clark train station, not too far from Oriel Park here, where flares were also set off in the car park there. And then just a while after the brand new AstroTurf pitch was officially opened by Minister O'Donovan, we had these scenes of flares smoking from the stand and being thrown onto the artificial pitch by Drogheda fans. Now, both clubs did issue a joint statement over the weekend condemning this incident. The actions, they said it was the actions of a small minority of individuals whose behaviours have no place in football. Now, the damage from Friday night is still very visible at Oriel Park this morning and this lunchtime. 51 scorch marks can be seen on this brand new AstroTurf pitch, and the damage and the cost of all that still has yet to be assessed.
We should say that flare throwing isn't unique to County Louth, and it's not unique to soccer either. We heard there, Laura, from the Minister. What other reaction has there been?
Yes, well, he was here to officially open this pitch after Dundalk FC received government funding to upgrade the facilities here. So he witnessed what happened here at Oriel Park with his own eyes, and he has been demanding action today from the FAI and the League of Ireland to try and stamp out this type of behaviour. He has said that he wants to meet, and he is going to meet with both of those bodies later this week to discuss this. And he also wants, he has also said that he's asked his department to pause all funding for these type of AstroTurf pitches for League of Ireland clubs until he gets what he called a sufficient response from the FAI and the League of Ireland in order to protect patrons and also to protect the government's investment in these facilities as well. He said that he also wants to meet with the Justice Minister, Jim O'Callaghan, and he's talking about, the potential of maybe introducing legislation in order to stamp out the use of flares as well. So he is looking at this not just in relation to this incident here in County Louth on Friday, but also the bigger picture.
You've also been getting further reaction. Who have you been talking to?
Yeah, that's right. Many fans of League of Ireland and football fans across the country will be disappointed when they see this type of behaviour, and certainly that's the case for fans of Dundalk FC and Drogheda United as well. And earlier on I spoke to Orla Crilly from the 1903 Dundalk Football Supporters Club, and she was saying, that this was very disappointing for fans, especially when it came to the damage to long-awaited and much-needed facilities.
At Dundalk, we've been waiting so long, and it's been a massive amount of work to bring up the level of the pitches here. So to see that all undone in 10 minutes of madness is just so disheartening.
And that was Orla Crilly of the Dundalk Supporters Club. She was talking to our North East correspondent Laura Hogan.